going out of hand. I'm sure everybody will agree. I have a mate at Roxy that stays in Italy, and she was robbed by another guy for a cell phone. And we made sure we will get that cell phone in Italy by the Nyalpe guy. But they stand together in the Nyalpes. They are everywhere in Lothian. How do we get rid of these guys? Because crime is gone so high in Lothian, it's unreal. Professional police are doing nothing. They catch, and tomorrow they are out again. That's one issue. That is one issue. The second issue is of Palestine. We have the Jewish Board of Deputies here in South Africa that have a lot of South Africa. We need to take the government of South Africa. The new government of South Africa, which I vote for, is the EFF. I'm voting for the EFF to take over this government. Maybe we can get some change in what the president has said. If he is true in what he has said, we are going forward as one nation to change this country to make it better for the people. Look at the poverty. Look at the poverty in the townships. Our own people. It's a disgrace. We're not doing anything about it. Right in front of us. Yeah, our Indians, they support it. We give food hampers, blankets, good work to the Muslim community of Lothian and surrounding areas. Applause for it. But now needs to be done by police, government, military, especially the unlicensed firearms that are running around everywhere. You can't have a roadblock on the one side and then on the other side the criminals are running away. Come on, have a roadblock on both sides and combat crime and bring the crime down. Also the drug dealers, the syndicates, the gangsters, look at the kids' nets. What about the kids' nets? Look at how they're killing the people there. Let's do something, man. Thank you very much.
Number two, let's go to number two. Number two is here.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Sawar Hussain Chaudhary. I welcome Mr. Amalema in Lothian, and we are happy to meet you. And unconditionally, we support you. With the election, we would like to have a communication with our community. And if you want to have an office, we are available to run your office for EFF and support you for it. Thanks so much. You already explained everything. What we having a problem in South Africa, in Lothian and all around. So thanks so much for coming and addressing us. We understood you very truly, rightly, and we support you. Thanks so much.
Let's go to number three at the back, behind the fighter, next to the protection CDC. Yeah. At the back. Okay, that's right.
Good day, everyone. My name is Yusuf Ismail. Born and bred in Lothian. I just want to make it clear I'm also a member of the opposition party that was newly formed. So I'm going to ask some questions and I'm going to say some truths about South Africa. We know that this is the most contested election in our lifetime. People are confused on who to vote for. It's going to be wild. But let me explain. What Mr. Malema said, I agree. South Africa is a ticking time bomb, guys. I myself had to join in politics. I don't like those things, but I'm saying I can't watch South Africa burn. I'm a very patriotic South African. Right? 300 years we know that South Africa has been under colonialism and apartheid. You can't take 30 years to fix everything. But South Africa has gone backwards, not forwards. And it's because of destroying unpatriotic government. Let me tell you, we sit on 2.3 trillion rand in taxes per annum. But this government needs to loot. That is why there's high inequality. And that is why people are suffering now. With a ticking time bomb, and a ticking time bomb is those elections. So people need to be very careful. Or we don't vote for. We must vote progressively in those elections. Yes. I have a few questions for the EFF. And CLC, I don't know if I must salute you or something. And then there's Honorable Ngozi from Parliament. I watch politics, guys. I've been following politics all my life. I've been an orator for 11 years, so I watch all of them, don't worry. I can even say I'm a body from Sunday. Okay, the first one I have is illegal immigration, right? I want to know what's the plans for illegal immigration. I know the EFF subscribes to Pan-Africanism and they want Africa to be united. But let us not be mistaken that there are mafias in this country who are selling drugs to our children, destroying our economy on purpose. They are even, you mentioned kidnapping. I can tell you right now, there's kidnapping syndicates from other countries who are watching us and laughing at us. Please, we have to deal with them decisively. They must come in legally and they must contribute to the economy of South Africa. I want to understand what's EFF's plan on that matter, because honestly, some people are really taking advantage of South Africa. I know it's bad, there's syndicates, and a lot of guns are coming in from over the border, so we have to secure our borders. Otherwise, we might be feeling, yes, we can allow people to come in, but do they have the same nature and caringness towards South Africans? We have to ask ourselves those questions. The other thing I wanted to ask is, I know Mr. Malema also said that Floyd Shivambu must be finance minister, and that would be like if the ANC and EFF coalesce, right? My view is ANC can be trusted in this country. You would agree? Let me explain why. This was my last call for ANC. In 2020, when our people were dying in hospital, people couldn't even afford food. You know that our comrades and the ANC died. They stole billions of rands. And we want to trust the government like that. No. So please, Mr. Malema, do not coordinate with ANC. They must sit in a naughty corner for 5 years and think what they've done to this country. Stand down! And when the last one I'm saying is, you mentioned that the food persons are never going to come. Please, my brothers and sisters, no party has political muscle and money like ANC. They don't in the balance, guys. They're going to come with food persons, t-shirts. They will even give you prawns in a FaceTime meal. Take it! And vote wisely and stop them out. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Yusuf Abramji. I'm an anti-crime activist and I will ask a few questions about crime and policing, Commander-in-Chief. Let me make it very clear, I'm not a member of any political party, for the record. Let me first of all salute you, Commander-in-Chief, for your stand on crime. You are absolutely right when you say it's a war, and these criminals are terrorizing us day in and day out. We were here in this very hall a few weeks ago with a ministerial imbizo from the police. They promised action. The community complained about police corruption, about the drugs, about the kidnappings. They did absolutely nothing up to now. So please, we appeal to you, Commander-in-Chief, on your stage is the MEC for Public Safety in the city of Johannesburg, the good Dr. Mshwakru. And let me say, not because I know him, perhaps, Doctor, you must come to the city of Tshwane and show these corrupt TMP officials how to come and work. I was at your launch in Soweto of the Technical Response Unit. The TMPD in the city of Tshwane, you will agree with me, is corrupt. We need to clean them out. Again, you are a councillor in the city of Tshwane. You know that in this area, our service delivery is at its worst. We have potholes, forget load shedding, we have power outages almost every day. Where's Amo? Amo, I want you to say something. She's the chair lady of the Residents Association. And she will tell you, these councillors who are here in our rest of the city, this is an ANC ward, they do very little to help us, and the plight of the residents is a problem. We keep on complaining about service delivery and very little and nothing gets done. For how long are we going to complain? We know that you're not in power in the city of Tshwane, you've got a coalition in Johannesburg, in Ekurhuleni, but Commander-in-Chief, please, we need to use the powers that you have to put pressure on the authorities to better the life of our communities. We've complained, and I'm speaking as a resident of this area, we've complained about Itari land for years. They keep on rejecting Itari land. They do absolutely nothing. The mayor of Tshwane hasn't been to our area since he came into power. Why is he scared? The people of White Blocks, and I'm sure some of you are here today, but you keep on complaining. What have they done for White Blocks? Nothing. You go to White Blocks, it's a disgrace. 50 years in our democracy for people to live the way you live. Let me end off, ladies and gentlemen. Commander-in-Chief Dr. Mlozi and I have had a chat about this. 2 years ago, I called the Commander-in-Chief about rogue elements within the EFF going to business, trying to extort money. And I repeat, rogue elements. The Commander-in-Chief immediately took action and he suspended those members. The last few weeks, we've seen rogue criminal elements using EFF t-shirts, going to construction sites in Centurion in Pretoria West. They're demanding money, and I'm appealing to you, Dr. Mlozi and Commander-in-Chief, to please take action against these criminals who are using your party's name. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the fifth person. It's here.
Okay, good afternoon everybody. My name is Amori. I'm from the Centurion area. My first question, I actually shared a status yesterday on my WhatsApp. And please don't take me wrong, I've got a very blended family, I've got a very colorful family. But the first question that most people asked me yesterday over WhatsApp was about the racial comments that the EFF makes towards whites, Indians, colors. That is one question I have. The second one is, what does the EFF do for the youth after school? So it's one thing, what is your plans from the EFF for kids in a university? So at some point in kids doing bursaries, having to apply for loans, to pay off study loans, that's not right. We need to have a free education that is open and available to everybody. Yusuf has spoken a bit about the municipality issues. I have been involved with the orphanage in Hammanskraal, and the title deed belongs to the city of Tshwane. For 10 years, I've been struggling to get that title deed transferred to Swaraghanang orphanage. Why is things like this so difficult? So this is an orphanage that takes care of 60 kids, but because they don't have the title deed, nobody's willing to build a proper structure for them. Because they don't have a proper structure, they cannot get funding from government, so they don't get grants. So this is an ongoing issue. ANC has made promises, the mayor has been there, they've made promises, nothing has been done. But why do we as a community have to struggle so much for a simple thing like this? I don't benefit from it, but 60 other kids are going to benefit from it. But why for 10 years must I struggle for these kids? It is not fair. It's a simple thing as taking that title deed, transferring it to an orphanage. But right across from the orphanage, sorry, I have to block my story with. Right across from the orphanage, a shebeen can open and they get issued with a liquor license in a week. So how does the city of Tshwane allow a shebeen to open across from the orphanage with little kids? Brave men must come to the fence and want to touch little girls.
Why is it that all mobile games have super long timers that require you to pay extra to deplete? Player 2, not all. What? This is Million Lords, a real-time strategy MMO game with no city building, no timer, no micromanagement. Everything is about conquest and just having fun. You can just keep playing without having to finish an entire meal at Chili's before you can hop into another battle. And fun fact, the game's artistic design was done by Paul Mavion, who worked on World of Warcraft and Hearthstone. But by removing the fluff of timers and resource farming, Million Lords is able to offer a true RTS experience. Okay, I've heard enough. How can I download this? I need to play for the holidays while family at the dinner table argues over political memes on Facebook. You can get Million Lords on the App Store, Google Play, and the Galaxy Store. Sweet. What the hell, man? No need to thank me. I'm you.
Man, must come to the friends and want to touch little girls. Since when is that okay? I'm so angry about this now, but I really want the EFF to help me with this because the DA has failed me, the ANC has failed me, and I want you guys to help me with this piece. And I salute you for the things that you have done for Palestine, because nobody has the balls or the guts to do what you did for Palestine. And because of that, I'm here today. Thank you.
As well. We appreciate peace, loves the EFF for the commendable act that they did, marching with the Muslims and every other human being in support of the Palestinians. We commend you for that and we really appreciate that. But as you know that Israel is being sponsored by the West and other puppet African countries that are under the thumbs of the West. If you are in government and if you close down the embassy of Israel, I'm quite sure that you know that there are sanctions that are going to come from the West, curbing whatever businesses that will for South Africa. What do you have? What measures do you have in place to curb the sanctions that are going to definitely come if you are in government and you are going to close the Israeli embassy? This is how powerful they are. No, they are a weak state to begin with, but they have powerful fans behind them. So what measures do you have in place just in case the sanctions are imposed in the country of South Africa? Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salute to the government in waiting. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank the EFF for blessing us with your presence here. Some years ago, if I'm not wrong, it was 2014 or so, Commander-in-Chief and your team, we went to the Israeli government embassy in Beirut on a Friday, Ramadan, repeating exactly what we have repeated, to say these guys must go home. And we fully understand the reasons why our current administration is playing games. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for clarifying certain things that otherwise, if I was not in this meeting, I wouldn't have known. The current administration is having a narrative that they are playing out. In Itirelen, in Tshwane, we have 7 regions where they play this narrative, exactly what we have referred to. Why do we want from Floyd Shivambu? No, just he's going to steal the money. So the people are very suspicious. And the people are saying to us on the ground, Yusuf will tell you, we're working day in and day out. And someone talks about you talked about nutritional poverty. Here is a lady who on every Friday or so is supporting people of Itirele and food. But guess what it is? So my question to the EFF before I hand over is, one, I know what you know about this. A month ago, we were part of the people who went to the city of Swami and service deliver. And we gave them deadlines which they ignored. 2 weeks ago in Antonville, in Mariga, Mahopan Winter Field Session Group and all that, we took a resolution that if these guys, before the 29th, don't give us what they want, they will get to know who we are. We have the power as people of God. But then, without going away, Firoza, you can best explain. Someone talked about youth unemployment. I would like to just take this opportunity to say. There you go.
Thank you, CIS Julius, for coming to us to hear. It is 530 SASA grant, yet our school fees monthly is 1,200 in a government school. We pay our school fees, yet our schools have no teachers, so what are we paying for? Here's a quote that I like. Don't feed us fish for a day. Instead, teach us how to fish to feed our families. Uniforms are 1,000 rand. A stable diet per month is 3,000, meaning our basics, bread, milk, maize. Yet the prisoners receive free meals, entertainment, and as well uniforms. Our ANC ward councillor, Naeem Patel, is a well-known drug addict. But he does not do anything to point out all the drug dealers that he well knows as well, that he buys from, as we all know. Yet I'm a child that I know very well. I can take you to anyone I know, a drug addict, but he himself is taking money from them, so he doesn't take them out. Our police officers, as we know, they go to all the drug dealers saying, we need choncha money. We call them all the choncha boys. They don't do their work fighting crime in blocks. But they get paid for what? We are living here in fear of people stealing from us. Our police officers are not doing nothing. We need help coming from a child living in my class. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Really, the issue of crime cannot be ignored. And I know people like Yusuf have been fighting this issue for quite some time, and we are happy to be part of the journey to free South Africa from gangsters and drug lords and criminals. There are too many unlicensed firearms, especially in Cape Flats and KZN. In KZN, apartheid, when it bought armaments with apartheid debt, those who were there in the 90s will tell you, trucks full of weapons, different kinds of guns, were sent to KZN to fuel black on black violence, because they thought that instability will make the apartheid government survive. So they gave people the guns. That's why President Mandela said, throw the guns into the sea, and no one threw a single gun to the sea. Those guns that were taken to KZN, the Department of Defense must be able to tell us how many weapons were sent to KZN and what are the names of those weapons and who were they sent to, so that a massive raid can be conducted. Massive. That means getting into every individual's house, searching for these guns, because guns are easily accessible. In Cape Flats, it's like a daily breed where people just come to the streets, shoot at each other,
police are in cahoots with those who are extorting people and sponsoring the gangsters. The DA government give well-known gangsters tenders to get money from government so that they can buy more guns and shoot at each other. The DA government in the Western Cape even get money from these gangsters and drug lords to support the campaign of the DA in Western Cape. So these are areas that we'll be paying attention when we take over this government. You need a corrupt-free minister and a commissioner. Our current commissioner of police has got no idea what to do. By just looking at him and listening to him, it's like a man is lost. He doesn't know why he's here. And then you've got a capable policeman in KwaZulu-Natal called Mkwana as the provincial commissioner of KwaZulu-Natal, so that he can command these ones of provinces and tell them what to do. Because Mkwana is not playing the KZN. All known criminals and families that were feared in KwaZulu-Natal is dropping them one by one. When they go to catch in transit, he kills the whole thing. Kill them. There was a well-known criminal who was extorting people money in Richards Bay. The police went to kill him under Mkwana's leadership in KZN in Zimbabwe because he thought he can put up by a fighter. Highly feared. That's Mkwana's for you. Why they are wasting time keeping him in KZN instead of putting him national, and then he can have access to the Cape Flats. We need Mkwana's approach in Cape Flats because the gangsters and gang leaders in the Cape Flats are well known. Mkwana's says, my strategy is very simple to fight crime. Once they say this one is a troublemaker, whether there's a case against this troublemaker or not, is already a person of interest. We deploy people to him or monitor this one. And we're going to find him one day trying to do those things because he doesn't know he's being monitored. He will be dropped. So all those criminals and thugs in KZN, they now know that there is no time to play because many of them have pocketed politicians and police commissioners and all of them. When Kasel Matale became Deputy Minister of Police, I just gave him one advice. Never take any bag from any of the generals in the police because they are all in the pockets of criminals. So we will fight this and will really make sure that South Africa becomes a better place. Palestine is a stand we took a long time ago. It's not a stand that we take now on elections. From its formation, the EFF has always declared to be on the side of the poor and the dejected and rejected masses of our people and the oppressed. Every rally of the EFF, starting with its public lounge in Marikana 10 years ago, every rally of the EFF has a flag of Palestine flying on top of the stage. If you go back to all the rallies of the EFF, you will never find a rally of the EFF since its formation without a Palestinian flag flying high, because we are with the people of Palestine. They told me about those rogue unit elements in the EFF who have been going around Region 4, extorting people, say they want 30% and all of them. We are not those kinds of politicians. Please, if someone comes to you with an EFF t-shirt and say, give us 30% or else we'll close this place, we're a telephone call away. Just tell them, hold on. I'm coming. You go on the site and make a telephone call. We always know where is who. We'll immediately send a person there where you are. We'll send an EFF person, and then you keep them long. Give them samosas and this and that. Sit here. Just keep them long until you arrive. And then once you arrive, you say, let's start the discussions because the leadership is here. They are going to leave that office one by one. Because there is no such a policy in the EFF. So we humbly plead, Yusuf and them, you've got the numbers, we've got our numbers, we've got this. Once such elements present themselves, just give a call. There will be a response in less than 30 minutes to come and deal with these criminals. Because if they are taking money from you, can you imagine what they are doing in Italy? For sure they are selling stands there in Italy. That if you can't come and stay here, if you don't buy a stand, criminals, in the name of the EFF. So we can't say we are fighting for land, people must get land for free. You are EFF, you go and take the land and sell it to people. In the name. If those elements are known, they must be immediately suspended, and then that should be communicated publicly, especially in the affected areas, that such people have been suspended from the EFF, and if they come to you claiming to be EFF members, you must know they are not EFF members. Illegal immigration, the EFF believes in one continent, one Africa. Because Africa has always been one. These borders were imposed on us by the Berlin Conference in 1885, where the superpowers met, and then they put a map of South Africa, and then they allocated it to each other. Britain will take this, Italy will take this, Germany will take this, and now they were allocating Africa. Then they started putting a fence. But we're never like that. But why is there such an obsession with a fence? Because border means a fence. Why are we obsessed with a fence? Which country in the world became a developed country because it had a fence? But on the basis of this fence, this country was able to flourish. But if the fence is one of the things that you need for you to flourish, you all have fences at your homes and you're still poor. The fence didn't help you with anything. But our fence is actually madness. Because in Lesotho, there is no fence. In Botswana, there is no fence. But there is a gate. Only a mad person can go and put a gate at his yard without a fence, and every day when you come back, you open that gate and lock it, but you don't have a fence. Those people live happily together. In Zimbabwe, Gaten Mackenzie went there trying to prove a point that, yeah, there's no fence here. He was not saying something new to us. We knew there was no fence. There's no fence. So anyone who brings drugs in South Africa or brings illegal weapons in South Africa, his nationality is not relevant, he's a criminal and must be dealt as a criminal, not on the basis of which country he comes from. No one must bring guns into South Africa. So we're going to stop this Mozambicans and stop this Nigerians, stop this. So because they're the ones who bring drugs and guns. South Africans are going to fetch, they will leave and go there, to fetch them and bring them here. Because now we say our borders are secured, there's no they will go fetch them, come back because they're South Africans. And we will not have a problem with South Africans who are selling drugs and guns and prostitution. We have to have a problem with crime and not with nationality. A criminal Nigerian who poses threat to life of South Africans must be dropped. We don't care whether you are Nigerian or Zimbabwean or South African. You bring drugs into our country, you shall be dealt with. Our problem is resolving drugs, and we can resolve drugs by uniting the whole continent. Can you imagine, Yusuf, if there was no fence and all these restrictions, those cars that get stolen into Mozambique will with ease go and check those cars and bring them in. They are able to steal and hide in other countries because of these borders. They use the borders to commit crime. They take from us, go and hide the other side. Without a fence, police will chase you from here. When you cross the border, they follow you to that side. There is no border in Europe. No border in Europe. So why do they want borders for us and they don't want borders for themselves? There is free movement in Europe. They go anywhere. You can wake up, eat breakfast in Italy, have lunch in Germany, and then sleep in Paris without anyone asking you for a document. No one. Even you want to get a Shanghai visa. Free movement. Why? They made trade easily. They made movement of goods and people easily. They trade amongst themselves. Why can't we do that as Africans? We've got high unemployment now, including high unemployment of teachers, or so that there's even unemployment